Welcome to GenNext. I'm Sakal Bhatt. Well, there is a mushroom growth of institutes across the country, and also when we talk of higher education, it's getting costlier day by day. But there is this perception that there is a wide gap as far as academia and the demands of the industry is concerned. But some of the experts are of the opinion that it's not a perception, it's a reality. That whatever is taught in classrooms as far as management courses are concerned, but when they go out and they claim that they churn out professionals, but when these students go out for jobs, the scenarios are totally different because the demands are different, the requirements are different. So what are they really expected to deliver, and what they have actually learned through their education and management courses, there is a wide gap. So today in Generation Next, we decided to basically put in perspective, having said that, if there is a gap between academia and the industry, how do we really bridge it? And what are the possible solutions? And to discuss all that, we're very glad to have on GenNext panel today. We have with us Mr. Arun Jain, Co-Chairman, ASOCHAM, and also MD Infrastructure Capital Limited. Thank you so much, Mr. Jain, for coming to Generation Next. And we're very glad to have also Mr. Upendra Giri. He is founder, CEO of AstroWix Corporation, which deals with the project management. Thank you so much, Mr. Giri, for coming to GenNext. And my management students today, this row as well as this row, I welcome you all, because the real questions will certainly come from you, because you would be confronting those real life scenarios, because you will also talk about your classroom scenarios as well. But before we turn to them, let me start with Mr. Jain. Now, is it really true that there is a wide divide, there is a wide gap between academia and the industry demands, and if yes, how do we really go about bridging it?
See, definitely there is a gap between what is taught in the classroom vis-a-vis what practically all of us see in the practical life, in the jobs as such, whether it's the official job or whether it's the floor of the factory as such. It goes always some difference here or there. The only thing is, how different is it? The different is only when the guy goes from the classroom to the office desk, then he sees the practical problems over there of implementing the techniques of implementation of the management which he has learned in the classrooms as such, which is not that easy in the practical life. It is not a classroom type situation which he finds normally. For that, we normally ask the guys three things. One, to be practical. The answer is, you need to have the practical training before you come to the practical life or actual job for it. Right. Second, you need to have the live atmosphere in your classrooms interactive, where whatever question comes to your mind, they should be answerable by the guys who are teaching you, which is missing, which can be given only by the institute where you are present. And third, and the most important, is here in the classroom, when you learn the things, you are not supposed to repay back somebody. While when you are on the job, you have to always remember that you have to repay back the things which you are doing, the time you are consuming. Your time is paid by someone, which is missing. And that thing is normally not taught in our institutes, that you may be getting a salary of 100,000 rupees a month or 200,000 rupees a month, but at the end of the day, you have to deliver to your company, the workplace where you are working, whether you are self-employed or whether you're employed by somebody. You are supposed to return back that money by your services to that corporation or that office. And that is the major challenge when the person from the classroom comes to the practical life.
Output is paramount when you go out and when you are attached with some company as a professional. But how much do you really agree with Mr. Jain, Mr. Giri, if I may ask so? And also, are we really sitting on this issue? Because there is a gap, and the demands and the needs and what we really teach them, this debate has been really going on for quite some time.
Well, I 100% agree with Mr. Jain, and in my opinion, the business environment is changing drastically. Every single day, entrepreneurs, people worldwide who have established organizations, who are having very tough time in order to compete globally today. So their focus is, how do we deliver customer delight? How do we deliver services and products faster and cheaper? And still at the same time, how do we become more efficient organizations? So when we look at the people coming out of college or the school education system today, one thing is that I'm looking for a job versus what is the value do I have to deliver wherever I land up, right? So the question is, are we equipped to deliver value?
Right.
And times are gone. It's just like, we used to play cricket for 5 days cricket match. And then same way organization would hire people and they would allow people to undergo training after they hired them for 6 months or a year. They want to have people play at least 1 day so that they can deliver value right from day one. Or T20. Because the moment you join the workforce, you are able to start delivering value right from the beginning, from the very first day itself. I think but in order to deliver the value, I find and I believe that there is a huge gap which exists today and which we are here to debate about.
Well, now we've really accepted it, and we in fact have no choice but to accept it. But then they are at the receiving end. So when the experts say yes, there is a gap and something needs to be done. If you could tell us your normal day-to-day classroom scenarios and how whatever the way your curriculum is structured.
If any expert professor is come and taught any subject, and when we go to the summer training, both are different.
कितना फर्क है मतलब अगर आप बताएंगे?
Too much different. It's about 16 to 40%.
Yeah, definitely.
60 to 40% is huge. It's very discouraging and disappointing. Ji.
Yeah, for this or related to this, I want to ask a question. Sir, if one has the good theoretical knowledge of a core subject like HR, finance, marketing, then she or he can definitely learn, teach very well to the students about the theoretical knowledge. But she or he doesn't have the practical knowledge about the industry.
Are you saying कि जो अभी जो current trend है, जो faculties आती हैं, they are well equipped as far as theory is concerned, but they themselves are not well equipped as far as the practical is concerned.
So my question is, do you agree, or do you think that some sort of time or opportunity must be given to them so that they can get good practical knowledge about the industry, about
them as in the trainers, the faculty, the teachers,
so that they can teach us very well. They can give us the practical knowledge.
But are you saying that jo faculty
they are not so trained. They are not so trained or about
you think they are not trained? Yes.
Means on the basis of time, if they got opportunity in industry. For industry exposure, if they will go on industry and gain some practical knowledge from the industry, then after they can offer all the things.
You find it too bookish, basically. You find it too theoretical, which is quite far from practicality.
It's totally different from the market scenario, whatever is going on.
Very relevant point here, Mr. Jain. Now, you really cannot really stick to books all the time, but students are saying that faculty are so much theoretically oriented, but they are so far from reality as far as the practical world outside is concerned.
I agree with them. I 100% agree with them. There is no second thought on it, and I respect personally you guys are the brains. Whatever we studied 20 years back or 25 years back, we got the knowledge of maybe some management techniques of 50 years back, but you guys are right now getting the training of 5 years back as such. But yes, there is some gap between the training, between the classroom and the practicality as such. Still there is some gap of 4 or 5 years for sure. That's for sure.